Thank you for letting me sweat in that other room over there.
You have been a schwitzy boy, I gotta tell you. Very schwitzy boy.
I like the art terms used in the last description.
We tried to add
I can't even remember.
Yiddish.
They were so good. I can't remember.
All right.
Yeah.
So I got a couple questions for you. I don't know about you.
I have a question.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So the first question I have is, as you prepare, I know you studied art. We passed along the photos ahead of time, and the way you layer. And, again, I'm not an artist. I can't see through your lens, but help me or help us understand how you compose and what you see when you look at a photograph and you deconstruct it so you can reconstruct it in layers on canvas.
Yeah, well, I look at it, I break down the highlights and the shadows.
Okay.
Those are the two most important things that make up any of us when we see a photo or a video of us. That's what distincts us. And then everything in between is, that's where I kind of have the fun with. But I have my process of studying, and I can spend anywhere from, an hour on something to I've spent 2 months on learning a painting.
Really?
Apparently I wasn't doing too well if it took 2 months.
Who was that person?
That was actually on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
I had to do what I normally do in 6 minutes in 90 seconds.
Okay.
So that took 2 months to figure out how to make an entertaining, quality photo, and still that process of, okay, how do we break it down to the shadows and highlights?
Okay.
Yeah.
And so at that point, what would it so how long did it take for you to develop the talent and the skill, or was this like something you were born with? Have you always been able to see stuff and you were drawn towards sketching and drawing and painting?
Yeah.
Or was it something where you just decided one day, I'm going to figure this out, I'm going to get the training, and what was the process that
It was actually a collision of lifetime passions.
Okay.
So I started this when I was 20. I was inspired by an artist, Denny Dent. He sort of started the style. But 20 years before that, I spent a life of doing art classes. I thought I was going to be an animator, like doing cartoons. But growing up, I was also into music, and then eventually got into dance in high school, which was like this variable that I did not expect, but
right.
I got into it, and I started getting comfortable in front of people and on stage. And so when I saw Denny Dent's work, and my friend explained, it's like going to a rock concert, but he paints. That's when I said, I've got to do this. It was literally a combination, a collision of life passions. So it was a lifetime that built up to it, but I would have never known unless there was that defining moment that sort of brought it all together.
Very nice. John, you had a couple questions.
So Tony Robbins, you painted him perfectly.
Thank you.
JJ Virgin, Lisa Sasevich,
Yes.
and Dave Asprey.
Yes.
Crushed all of them.
Thank you.
Could you walk up to anybody in this room right now and just how long would you have to look at their face, and how accurate could you get that painting to be?
I could do anyone's portrait, but I do this as a performance. So normally I'm not locked in a room. We're on stage and we want to create make art an entertaining experience. So as much as I could just go up to someone, I like to take the time. So it's more of a choice of doing that. But given the challenge, I'm sure I could do anyone's portrait. I've had to do that. I wasn't too happy about it, but we've had to do some last minute portraits.
So literally just pull it off and boom.
Like there was a change. There was a last minute change at one of our shows. Literally, I think less than 30 minutes before. I said, get me the photo. We'll figure it out. And that's just like the business that I'm in. It's a very weird business.
Improvise.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you made a point a couple times to say you want to make it entertaining as well. So what has been the feedback from people that have watched you? They've been like, I found that part entertaining specifically. Like for me, to give you a quick thing, like when you jumped and did the thing, I was like, wow, that's to me shocking, entertaining, because it was perfect. What are some other things that are very entertaining about what you do?
So in a live show, I play off the music. So for example, if I'm doing a portrait of, let's say, John Lennon, there's a mix that we put together that creates a big crescendo to the end. And so part of it is using the music. I don't call it dance, but it's really moving to the music, doing certain things, sort of choreographed throughout the music, and also moments where there's a song, Day in the Life, that John Lennon sings.
Right on. Uh-huh.
There's this big build-up, and we had a remix made with these big hits, and hitting those hits while painting. So just creating a sight and sound experience, I think, is what makes it interesting. And then in between, really, I think what brings it all together is sharing my journey. I did graffiti growing up. I didn't graduate high school, and at 20, I taught myself how to do this performance, took it to the stage, and then eventually used it as a platform to raise now over $2.5 million for various charities.
Wow.
Along many other business successes within this. But I think the experience, the journey, I think is kind of what brings it all together. I would hope. I don't know. Actually, you know, if you've seen the show, comment below. Let me know what you guys think.
Right on. Like, comment, share. So, do you have something else?
Well, one quick thing. So you said John Lennon a couple times.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm not from New York City, but I've lived in New York City, close to Central Park.
Yeah.
I can just picture an amazing opportunity for you to, at some point, go down to Strawberry Fields when they're playing the music, the tribute to John Lennon, and like be doing that.
Maybe a bottle of wine.
Bottle of wine.
Yeah, a bottle, not a glass. A bottle.
Yeah.
No, that actually sounds really cool.
I think that would be cool.
We should set that up.
Yeah,
set it up.
Do a sequence, you know, which would be a
or maybe
progression.
different periods of John Lennon's looks.
Precisely. That's exactly.
Yeah, someone could do that with my hairstyles over here too.
Yeah, I can see that. So, well, where do people find more about you? I already know the answer to that, but I mean, I want to send people to your site so they can start following you and hire you for their events and get you on stages and help you raise more money, raise more awareness, because that's why I brought you here. Is I want to do that for you. It was my goal to amplify your message.
And before I tell them, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I mean, this is, you guys can't see this, but behind all these cameras and lights, there are a ton of people mixing and sharing information and connecting. And so this is a great environment created. But you can connect with me, GaribaldiArts.com. So my spelling is somewhere on here. But Garibaldi Arts, it's on Facebook, Garibaldi Arts. It's on Instagram, @Garibaldi Arts, Twitter, everything. And especially YouTube, we do a series, an art life series, whether it's portraits or my daily vlog. And you can follow the art life journey.
I found you easily, even if you can't spell. David Garibaldi, performance painter, shows up when in searches on YouTube.
Thank you, spell check.
Right on. Spell check.
There you go.
That.
Easy. So this is David Garibaldi. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. You've done a fantastic job, and I know everyone's loved you. So big hands down, or big round of applause and thumbs up and comments and shares.